Hey everyone, how's it going today? So what we're going to go through today is this D'Angelico guitar. We're going to do some minor upgrades to it. One of the simplest upgrades I think to do, which is to change out the tuners. So we're going to go from standard tuners to locking tuners. The other thing we're going to talk about is polishing the guitar, cleaning it up, making it look sweet, how to polish the fretboard and go through those items as well. And of course, once we're done, get it all back together. And yeah, that's about it. So at this point, what I'd like to do first is talk about what I've got here today. I've got the new Grover locking tuners that we're going to be installing. These are the same style that is currently on this D'Angelico, this beautiful mini here. Absolutely love this guitar, by the way. Had to throw that in. But we're going to change out to these tuners. And I also want to cover some of the tools that I use for this, as well as I just recently purchased a kit from Sweetwater, which in the description below, there's links to these items as well, to include the Grover locking tuners and the other stuff that I have here. So everything will be in there. So you can get to it quickly. One of the things that I bought is this Music Nomad kit. I absolutely love this kit. It's very simple. Comes with plenty of different screwdrivers. Comes with a nice little tool that you can pop off, get underneath and pop off your knobs if you have to. It also has a little bit of knurl here, or whatever you want to call it, so you could actually use it to screw things or change things. But moreover, what I really like here is this plastic wrench. And I like it because it's plastic and it doesn't scratch anything. So when we actually get to the point of taking the tuners off, after we get the strings off, we get to use this plastic wrench here to take all the tuners off. The other thing that I purchased is a Nomad kit that I got for $99, which is included a whole bunch of stuff. I think that was the price, $89.99, something like that. Don't hold it to me. There'll be a link below so you can go see what the cost of these kits are. What I love about this kit is the fact that it has so many different things that you need to keep your guitar up to date and looking fantastic. So some of the things that I got in here, first of all, is what is called the Fine Fret Polishing Kit. Let me put on my glasses too so I can show you things a little bit better and see clearer. But what I like about this kit is inside you'll see that first of all you have fret polish, and the whole idea is for cleaning off polishing your frets itself to make them smoother when you're bending and that type of thing. And what it comes with is a special, let me get my finger in here, comes with the polishing rag here, which is really nice. Plus it comes with the protectors so that you can keep it off your fretboard and focus in on the actual frets themselves, which is really nice. And of course there's different size from small, medium, and large frets, or medium, jumbo, extra jumbo, whatever the case may be. But they give you 3 different ones that you can utilize in the kit. The other thing that's handy is you can pop it all back into this handy dandy case when you're done. You get the polishing material, which is absolutely incredible from what I understand. I haven't used it, but I hear it's really good stuff. And like I said, you get the polishing rag with it too. So instead of me trying to put all this back, well, it's not too bad. The other thing I got from the kit, oops, is for cleaning your frets. The F1 Unfinished Fretboard Care Kit. What's cool about this kit is comes with this semi-abrasive cloth, which is going to be really nice for cleaning off all the gunk on your actual frets themselves. It has the fretboard cleaner, the F1 oil, And of course, you've got a nice little scrubbing brush here so that you can scrub it and do a really good job to clean it up. So it came with that kit too. And the one thing I've noticed, I've been using Music Nomad's oils and cleaning stuff all along, and I've never had anything but great luck with them. And they're a great product. Absolutely a great product. I've never had an issue. I've never had problems. Sorry for stepping off the camera. The other thing that came with the kit is guitar polish as well. It came with Music Nomad's piano cleaner. Now, why did I get that? That was actually done separate. So let me grab the two of them. I got two of them here. Yeah, these are for, you can't see them, they're off camera with my guitars and everything else off camera. I have some keyboards over there, and I use the Music Nomad's piano cleaner or keyboard cleaner to keep them up to par, making sure they look good at all times. The other thing, hi Foxy, the other thing that came with the kit is, is guitar detailer to get it even better looking, and of course the guitar one, the gloss finish to really bring it on. So you can actually do it in stages and really make your guitar look beautiful. Absolutely incredible stuff. And then when you take a look too, you also have some nice little normal tool set, which is basically cleaning tools. They can get underneath the frets, under the strings when you're cleaning frets, wiping things up underneath the strings. It's just a nice little tool to keep everything up, the dust off and help me dust off your guitar and keeping it maintained and good to go. They also came with some micro suede polishing cloths and some micro dusting and polishing cloths. So you came with a couple of sets of cloths, and as well, I got this handy dandy string fuel cleaner and lubricant for the strings themselves. So if your strings have been sitting out and you have a couple extra guitars and stuff, you don't play them as much, when you get ready to play them, you can clean it off, get the dust, the grime, your nasty fingerprints off of it and stuff like that with this little handy dandy string fuel cleaner and lubricant. But anyway, so that's what we got here. So the other thing that we'll cover too is, or talk about, is the, I'm going to be using the Ernie Ball hybrid slinkies. I do 9 to 46 for my strings is what I like. I've been using these Ernie Balls for a few years. Absolutely love them. I had turned around and tried something else, coated strings. I just haven't been a fan of them or found the right ones. But don't hesitate to change out strings and try different things. I'm also going to be using some of this Super Glide. And what I do is I put that on the nut here. And what that helps is keeping it in tune. This nut's been cut expertly by Sweetwater and their luthier service there. They did a great job, and I'll be using this just to keep it lubricated. You can use graphite from a pencil or something like that if you like. But this Super Glide has been really nice, and I've really loved it. It's good stuff. So that kind of covers everything I got here. So at this point, I think what we can do is we can go ahead, and I want to make sure that I have the overhead camera, which you're going to be able to see, so you can see everything okay. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this around real quick for you, so that maybe you can see it better and see what I'm doing. Yeah, nope. It was better the other way. I apologize. Of course, I'll use the video to fix it up so it looks like I didn't do anything. Let's see. We'll pull that there. There we go. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I have to do, obviously, is loosen up the strings and get the string things off, right? So we'll loosen it up a little bit. And once I get them, I have my tool here, my wire cutters as well. Interesting enough, looks like this is loose, and I'm going to have to pull out my handy dandy kit anyway. The screw on this is loose, which is interesting. Let me get this together. Like I said, this has got the screwdriver as well. There we go. And we'll tighten this up. And we need a smaller screwdriver, one with a better point. See if this one fits. There we go. All right. And as we loosen these up, got to be careful too, because we don't want this falling off. Or make sure we're prepared when it does fall off. Okay. And the tail piece. All right, let's get this. I'll put these over to the side here. Throw them away after. All right. Okay. Now, hopefully there's no drilling required on this. There shouldn't be, but it's always a possibility. But hopefully there is no drilling required. We are hoping. All right. All right, now let's see if we can figure out which one is the right one. Hopefully it's this one here, which it is. Check this out. Pretty easy to unscrew them. Of course, I want to save these. For me, it's always good. I like to keep any originals. Anything that I change out, adjust, switch, I like to save the originals just in case I need them in the future. Or I need some for another guitar because of issues with parts and so forth. See how nice this Nomad tool is too. Makes it really simple to work on these. All right. Here we go. And one more. All right, next thing we want to do is turn the guitar carefully over. And as you can see here, we have screws that need to come out. And let's make sure we got a good, probably use the same one I had earlier. Yep, that should work. And again, this Nomad equipment care set. It's really nice. All right. There we go. Okay, good. Now, you know, I've heard people say that locking tuners don't make a difference on as far as tuning stability, which I agree as long as you are stringing your guitar correctly and making sure everything's good. However, the good thing about the locking tuners is they are so much faster to change out strings and easier. The whole thing's 10 times faster, 10 times easier. And that's what I like about them. And I would think in this day and age that, you know, all new modern guitars would automatically come with locking tuners. I mean, it's like the days when cars started coming with radios. Okay, now I'm dating myself, aren't I? But yeah, pretty simple, good to go. All right, we got these off. So now let's open up our set here. Get everything together. There we go. Nice little kit. All right, so first one I'm going to put in right here. And personally, what I like to do is just put them in this way, and I don't usually tighten them down this soon. We can tighten them down better later. And as you noticed, I do not have to drill anything out. Just go back into the holes that are already there. And I better be careful that I don't scratch the paint. And like I said, these mirror the style, as you can see, of the old ones. You can see how they're the same styling and keep that incredible look that we have with this set. No scratch. Too old for a heart attack right now. And you can see just how easy it is to do this. It doesn't take much time or much work to do. Simple. And again, like I said, I'll link down to everything that I got. Some are affiliate links, some are not, but either way, I'll make sure you have all of them. That way, if you're interested in any of the products or anything here, you'll be able to get it quickly and easily. I did miss, by the way. It was close. Okay, maybe there was a little on there. All right. Couple more to go. Last one here. I had done another video similar to this where I pulled out my Gibson Les Paul Studio, which I hadn't played in a long time. And I need to change the strings and do some updates and some cleaning. And I did a video, and during the video, everything didn't record. So I had already cleaned it up and got it all done, so it made no sense to try to do another one and replace the strings a second time and clean it a second time. So there was no sense in doing that. All right, next piece we got to get in is our washers and locking nuts. Get these in. I try to do them hand tight as first. And you know what? I don't feel good about this. I need to look again. I wasn't looking closely. Okay, the washer is correct. There is a little bit of an up and a down because you'll see that it has a rounded edge on it. And I believe that should be on the top side. All right, coming together. All looking good. And then once we get these in, then I'll go ahead and tighten everything down. Make sure it's good. All right. And one more to go. And you can see how easy that was. Significantly easier. Now we'll go in, tighten these up. And again, what I like about this is this wrench will keep it from scratching. All right. And they all feel good. All right. So I actually had the cameras shut off on me, both of them, and didn't realize it until it was too late. However, I think we got to the one point of the cleaning, so we were actually at the point of putting on new strings. So what I did is I put strings on, I took them back off, starting all over again from putting on the strings. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, I use the Ernie Ball hybrid slinkies. Absolutely love these things, 9 to 46, and you'll see those in the description below, a link to them anyway on Sweetwater's site. I'm not sure in the last video if I did or didn't, but we're going to do it again, which is to put this Super Glide on the nut, which allows the nut to slide easily when tuning, which is incredible. So since I took them off, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on again. Now let me get my glasses on so I can see. And I was shaking the last time I did it, and hopefully I won't be this time. All right, so we got one in there. And what I do is I just put it on this stick pin, which is just the right size. And make sure I get plenty in chamber, or whatever you want to call it. And what this does is it allows the strings to move freely, which allows you to help keep it in tune, and you don't get those tings all the time. Sometimes if you notice when you're trying to tune your guitar, you get the ting, ting. Well, that's because it binds on the nut and then pops to go up there. So what it means is, even though you think you're in tune, then boom, you can be out of tune in a second. So that's why it's important to make sure that you are keeping your nut working properly and sliding freely. That's why it's so important. All right, so we got that taken care of. So let's go ahead and start with the 46 first. Now, when you're using locking tuners, the first thing you want to do in this particular case is make sure they're nice and loose underneath. As you see here, or here, you have this area here that you can turn, and that's what tightens the strings onto the tuner so that it locks them in place. All right, so let's start off with our, let's see, 36, I drop one, 11, 9, 11, 16, 26, 36, and here's our 46. We're going to start off with the 46 or low E string first. And what I'm going to do is, just because, I didn't mean to do that, the lazy man's way, since I got the first one coming up easy, and because this stop bar can turn around and come off easily. The other thing I made sure was that all the holes here going in are already turned and straightened, facing straight down ahead of time. And the screws are loose, so that way they go in much, much easier. Now once I get them here, I give it a good pull to make it nice and tight, or tighter. And now all I have to do is just screw this in. Make sure I'm turning the right way. There we go. Tighten it up. Push this up for now. And then what you want to do is start by turning and making sure that when you turn and tighten it up, that your string is going towards the inside of the neck. So it's always going the inside, right towards the center every time. And we got that started. All right, now I'm going to switch over. I like to do one side, other side, one side, other side, one side, other side. That's just the way I like to do things. So Let's grab the low E and get that one in next. The other thing you want to make sure is that you get the string seated all the way in. Some are a little more difficult than others. And again, we should be good to go, although I can't see very well. But I lucked out on this one. Get this locked in tight. It's good. I check down here, make sure everything is just the way I want it. And then I tighten up. Turn it up. And just give it a little twist, make sure everything's okay. The reason why I like to keep the strings lengthened until I'm done is just in case something happens and I didn't lock it in tight the way I should have. I want to make sure that I've got enough string left that I can pull it back in a second time. All right, we got 9s in. Let's add 11s. Let's do 2 on this side this time, just because they're smaller strings or thinner strings. So let's be on the safe side. Also, when you're putting this in, it's always a good idea to put your hand above it when you're putting the string through. That'll keep you from messing up the top of your guitar. All right, get it here. Put it in. Make sure it's in place in the nut. Make sure it's seated well. Everything's good. Tighten it up. Nice and tight. And then again, like we said, I like to fold it up and then turn it towards the center. So it's going in this direction here, towards center every time. What that does is it separates out in between. Otherwise, if you went the other way, it would actually hit this tuning key. So it would actually hit here if you went this way. So that's why it needs to go into the center. And you probably already know that, but you know, if it's your first time changing strings, it's a good thing to know. All right, so I'm going to throw the 16 on too, so I'm going to just keep on going the direction we're going, just because I changed my mind. All right. And again, keep your hand underneath so you can protect the top of your guitar. Pull it in, again on the inside. And let's see how we do. Oh my goodness, I was pretty lucky. Got it on the first try. Should have seen me earlier. Terrible, terrible. All right, let's tighten this up. Bend it up, and we'll start it a little bit, so at least we've got it started. Okay. All right. Let's do the 26 next. As I'm going, I'm looking and double checking just to make sure everything's set correctly on the bridge too. All right, so we know this one's going all the way up to the top. There we go. And we tighten it up. Now it's tight, bend it up, and turn a little bit. It was pretty quick. Everything looks good here, looks good here. And what do we got last but not least? Our 36. And palm up. All right. Pop that back up. And we start to tighten them up. Looks like everything's tightening fine for us. I don't see anything popping, so at this point, let me go ahead, carefully clip these. All right, and I will finish tuning it afterwards. But at this point, we are done, and I appreciate you watching the video. Hey, look, if you enjoyed this video and appreciate the video, please go ahead and click the like button below. I would really appreciate it. And if you like guitars, or you like Veterans Affairs, or you like information like this, please go ahead and subscribe, because that'll help us the algorithms and get it out in front of more people. And I appreciate you, and I'll have all the links to all the products and stuff below. If you're interested in them, just a quick link to get you where you need to go. And thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it, and take care.